Is this it for Forza Horizon 5? I think so. The community thinks so. Let's talk about it. On the latest Forza Horizon festival, which I just want to say, I want to compliment. What? The festival compliment pants in that I can actually do it like just mostly community events. That's good. Let's rewind a little bit. So we thought Forza Horizon 6 was actually going to be coming out possibly this year. And there's a few reasons as to why we now don't think that's the case. And I think, personally, the main reason why is how Forza Motorsport went. Forza Horizon 6 is probably going to use the Forza Motorsport engine. And what Forza Motorsport had to do is rebuild most of its tooling from the beginning again. From the ground up, as they said. Whether that's true or not, we know that there was a lot of features missing from that game, and ultimately that's one of the main reasons as to why that game has been a colossal failure. So how do you avoid Forza Horizon, the halo of the current generation, from falling to the same fate? Spend more time on it. In the most recent festival playlist, whoopam! You have got this, the Horizon Backstage Pass. Now, I don't know about you, but unfortunately I can't get on the map right now. It's completely bugged. Please hold. On the Horizon map, you may have seen this, the Horizon Backstage, which allows you to redeem exclusive cars. Now, this is not the first time that this has been added to the series. All you need to do is drive to the location. This is properly backstage. What the hell? They just placed it. I thought it'd be, you know, behind the stage, maybe. But as you jump into it, you're introduced to this. Two options, which is voting and the shop. This is quite interesting. So the whole idea is that in the shop, you can go in and use your backstage passes to purchase cars that have been FOMO'd to high hell. Yes, it's a new currency, but honestly not the worst currency, because it means you can get cars that you couldn't get before unless you paid extortionate prices to the marketplace, which are it's just evil. We're talking like 20 million for some of these cars, and now you can just buy them, which hopefully will actually fix the market and bring them down to their correct price. And now I'm going to say, the only one I want right here is this limousine, but I don't have enough. You actually have to get them, but there are two ways to get them. I thought I was gonna have to grind the festival playlist. I can earn one here, which I'll be getting the Sora, by the way, as well. I'm absolutely wanting to get that, which I only need to do one more event to get, which is incredible. No, you can actually go into the Forzathon shop and buy them, which I only have 2,900 Forzathon points. So they're quite expensive because I don't think I've ever spent more than like a couple hundred on the store. So we can buy the pass, which I will be doing, because as I said, I want the limousine. But that's not the only element of this whole idea. What the hell? What did I unlock? I got a gift? I don't want it. No, you can vote for what comes to the backstage. Now, they select what they want. We get to have a vote on what we want from the selection that they've selected. So basically, we are now in the end game for Forza Horizon 5. You know what? I'm gonna vote for this. I feel like everyone's gonna scream at me for this. I don't care, my vote's locked in. Now, I'm gonna throw some dates at you, and I'm gonna allow you to make your own assumptions here. And also, you know, suggest what my assumptions are. So, Forza Horizon 4 also had this special pass that allowed you to get FOMO cars, FOMO'd out the arse cars, which is a pretty nice feature indeed. This is a really cool track, but I didn't expect the rain. Forza Horizon 4 got this exact same feature at the end of 2020 in October. In fact, actually, maybe 2 or 3 days later than Forza Horizon 5 actually did. So put that date on the screen right there. See that? October 13th, 2020. Forza Horizon 5 released on the 5th of November 2021, so about a year and a month later. That is pretty interesting if you ask me. It kind of signifies the end time, the point in where they want to start recycling cars soon. Don't get me wrong, it's still going to be a long time, so I give you a date. For example, this one came out on the 8th of October 2024, which then means suggesting that the Forza Horizon 6 release date would be November 2025. There's a few other things I want to throw in here. That's not the only cog in this wheel. Usually they only have 2 Horizon games at most listed at the same time, and as we know, Forza Horizon 4 is about to be delisted. Get in the 27th of September 2020 is when Horizon 3 was delisted, And the 15th of December 2024 is when Horizon 4 will be delisted. Horizon 4 got backstage a month after the delisting of Forza Horizon 3. Horizon 4 is being delisted at the end of this year. We've got backstage now, so it's kind of swapped, but it's still incredibly look, this screams to me Horizon 6 is next year, which may sound a little bit mental because there's a couple of giant reasons as to why that doesn't make so much sense to release that game at that time. GTA is coming out that exact same year and likely towards the end of the year, unless, you know, the industry has an inkling that they're going to delay it. But that's not even the big that I love. Yeah, that's not even the biggest reason that people will throw at you as to why this game will maybe not come out next year. And that will just be because Playground Games themselves are releasing a game next year already. They have committed to it, they have confirmed it, it is going to be done, and that is Fable. But I want to tell you that that doesn't really completely make sense. Fable is actually being made by a completely separate location of Playground Games. There are two physical buildings that they own. One is making Fable and one is, sure, there'll be some crossover, absolutely, but I'm sure they're trying to split it up as best they can. They hired specifically for Fable. I'm sure, again, you get developers jumping around like there's people on Need for Speed and Battlefield. Developers don't have to stick to one genre of game, but they have two physical locations in the exact same town. There is no way that they're not trying to split it from one working on one game and the other working on the other. It just doesn't make sense. So there still is absolutely a chance that both games will come out next year. But I mean, if you look at it realistically, this generation, Xbox has kind of struggled to get the games out. They're really, really struggling with that. I mean, even PlayStation themselves has kind of been making more remasters and remakes than actual games. This generation has shown that the amount of work for the actual amount of releases it'll never be to the PS2 level. Again, you can't just smash out a game every year. And it absolutely right now feels like most of these publishers are working on big games that are just gonna take forever and then they're gonna barrage us. And Microsoft really needs to do that right now because, in case you didn't know, in Europe, the console is selling nothing. It is basically not worth stocking in a lot of places. However, they're now really pushing on Game Pass because you'll be able to buy games on Xbox Store and actually stream them on whatever platform you're playing. Yes! Look at this machine! Oh, I'm so excited to get this finally. No, this is a really good car. It's one of those rare occurrences where, like, a car makes me want to jump into the game alone. But also, technically, I wanted to do the backstage and, you know, natter about Forza Horizon 6. Because how could we not? We're starving. Oh my god, that dashboard is sick. I don't know if I've seen that. I'm in reverse. I don't know if I've seen that before. That's really, really cool. Oh, it's an automatic, man. But anyway, my point is, I think there's still a chance that we'll actually see it next year. Microsoft is going to try and barrage games to try and convince people to subscribe to Game Pass, whatever platform you're on. And we know their new strategy is to release on PlayStation as well, which means more money. So I'm pretty sure that we'll get Forza Horizon 6 on PlayStation as well. I just think it's going to be like Indiana Jones, where they're going to do it a little bit later. I think it's best to treat them at this point as separate studios. I don't know why they just called them both Playground Games. Surely you could have just called them a different name. And then it would be, oh yeah, it's a different studio. Because it practically is, right? Right! I don't know, maybe there's some... Maybe they get bigger amounts of the government tax breaks. That's the thing. Rockstar gets the most, in case you don't know. It's just really funny to think about. So the delay, actually, I am super, super happy about. If I'm completely honest, I was a little bit worried overall that they were just gonna last this thing out and it was gonna be pretty lacking in a lot of ways, as I said, because of how Forza Motorsport was. They really thought they could kind of do it that way. But with Horizon, I'm glad they tested the water with Motorsport rather than Horizon, because they probably would have tested and it would have killed the series. Testing it with Motorsport, I mean, the series wasn't doing incredibly as it is, so I don't really think it's that big a deal, you know? Oh yeah, we're going big old reams on this one. Make it fit. Oh god, this looks... Maybe they're a little too big. And just, I bet you we've got a 2J or something. Okay. Kind of as I expected. Oh, the Racing 3. Oh, yep, of course. I'm going to do... You know what? I feel like most people wouldn't do this. I'm going to go for the big old V8. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. It does look a little stupid because of the fact that the side skirts are so small compared to the front bumper. I don't quite know what they were doing there. It's a little odd. Maybe I can find ones that fit a bit better. I mean, of course, when we lower it, but the overhang of the front bumper just kind of looks a little stupid, if you ask me. Okay, it's not that bad. It's still kind of stupid. There you go. That's looking much better. Thank you. Thank you. Going with the V8, we've got 1,000 horsepower. Plenty. Oh, the white interior as well. That is sexy with the wood. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Whoa, you see the paint artifacting there? That's funny. We got a nice blue. That does look very beautiful indeed. Oh, that's doing things to me. So just for your knowledge, the actual... The past, the backstage continued until after the Forza Horizon 5 release. Actually, November to April. April is when the votes continued to run weekly, which is pretty cool. But yes, that does indeed signify, to me, that's pretty solid information that we can justify saying that Horizon 6 is coming soon. We already kind of knew it was, and we were kind of curious as to where backstage was. Well, it being pushed aside and delayed a little bit would kind of make sense, in my opinion. Let's say with Forza Motorsports basically having to fix the game. If that's the base for Horizon, those fixes have got to be in Horizon, and ultimately they've got to have the time to build things like the creator. Can you imagine they launch Forza Horizon 6 without the creator? It would be really odd. Hell, imagine they launch it and it looks visually worse, like Motorsport did at the beginning. They fixed the lighting a little bit later. You know, some of the cars still look a little bit odd. It's not 100% there, but they've definitely made some huge improvements to that. And that's not to say that they can't delay it or, you know, trying to avoid GTA. That would kind of make sense. So if they launch early the year after, theoretically, they could do that. But realistically, the end of 2025 or the beginning of 26 is when we'll get it, because there was supposed to be Forza Motorsport early in the... You get the idea. You know, I feel like Horizon is a series where it's just so powerful now with Game Pass. Releasing at the end of 25 just is fine. Anyway, let's go backstage and buy that limousine, because I really want the limo. And I don't have to spend 20 million on it anymore. Oh, I do need to go into here and I need to purchase it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, 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 I would like to. Can I buy as many of these as I want? No, you can only buy one. Thank you for allowing lazy people like me. No, not lazy. Busy people like me to buy this backstage car just like that. Jobs are good until we find out that this is how they're going to monetize the game, and all this was just not worth it, and this is just them monetizing it, and you can buy backstage passes too. Right, moving on. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Check out the previous Forza video here. I played the new thing.